Greta Thunberg has been lying to the world, and I'll show you how. Greta Thunberg told the world about a year and a half ago that she was striking from school, when in fact, that was not the case. Her school strikes are actually sanctioned by her own school. Her school allows her to leave to go to the Swedish parliament and sit on the road and hold a sign. The stipulation is that she has her textbooks with her. I went to Stockholm, Sweden, and I asked her a whole host of questions, specifically about this, but also about the investment specialist and public relations expert who found Greta. Ingmar Renshag ran into Greta and then went back to his office to post a perfectly manicured Facebook post that would eventually go viral around the world. Now, Ingmar, who was going to work allegedly from dropping his son off at school, well, he would have had to walk over 2 miles out of his way to coincidentally find Greta sitting on the road outside of the Swedish parliament that day on the first day of his school strike. Oh, and it's just a little icing on the cake that Ingmar Renshag just happens to be personally trained by Al Gore. I went to Stockholm, Sweden to ask these questions of Greta at one of her trademark school strikes. Here's how that interaction went down. Greta, would you be able to tell me what school are you actually striking from? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Show me your press card.
I think it's basically a school.
Yes. So when you actually started your school strike, were you leaving the classroom or did you have a day off from your school that you were at? You know the school that you go to, you have multiple days off a week. You don't actually have to go to class 9 to 5. Did you walk valiantly from the classroom like you've led the world to believe? Or did you just have days off on Friday?
Nice to meet you again. I remember you from Edmonton.
Yes. I remember your Tesla. It was full of plastic.
Oh, it was not my Tesla. I shared it with many others.
Now I asked Greta a few questions, and it didn't take long for undercover security to start intervening.
Just messing around.
No, I'm trying to ask her questions.
Yeah, I know.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Oh,
this is a
I
free
can touch
country.
it.
No, this is a free country.
Yeah, but you're behaving.
I'm behaving fine.
Yeah,
I'm behaving fine.
Yeah, I know.
Who are you? Who's paying you?
Who's paying me?
Yes.
Why do you wonder? Do you have a press ID?
Yes.
Yeah, show me that.
Who are you?
Who
Show
are
me
you?
your ID. Who told you could be a rent-a-cop? So I got my first few questions off to Greta, and then right when it got hard, well, security stepped in. It reminds me of what happened in Edmonton the first time I spoke to Greta, the first unsanctioned interview of Greta Thunberg.
You understand that climate change is a pivotal policy, is a ballot box question in this election.
Right now, so
This is a ballot box question in this election, and you're rallying, you're engaging in our political discourse as a foreigner. Climate change is politics, is it not?
science.
And so is science going to solve it? Would you like a technical solution to climate change, or would you like politicians to
I'd
solve
really
it?
appreciate it if you stop talking to us right now. We have a meeting, and this is
So you're
business.
engaging in political discourse in a foreign country as a foreigner.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Will you be
This is also slightly harassing, and I do have police contacts if needs be. So
will you be disclosing your finances, and will you be registering as a third-party operative?
Well, they were going to call the police on me in Edmonton when I was asking questions that were too hard, but they didn't need to do that in Stockholm because Greta already had elite undercover security surrounding her and the block that she was protesting on. She actually had 8, that's what I counted, undercover security guards. There could have been more. That actually eclipsed the total amount of protesters that were protesting with Greta. She had more security than she did actual people at this protest of international significance. I found it a little peculiar, actually, that Greta's protest was so small. When you pulled the camera back and you realized that there was only 5 people, Greta included, protesting her that morning in January in Stockholm outside of the parliament, well, it kind of shows how blown out of proportion this is. It's almost like it's all manufactured. For Rebel News, I'm Keean Bexte. I have an entire documentary on Greta Thunberg, and it's specifically about this interaction. You can see it at gretainc.com. I need you to watch it, and I need you to share it with your friends because the mainstream media certainly isn't interested in sharing this side of the story. If you want to help us out with the cost of creating this documentary and getting this content that no other media outlet in the world is bothering to get, you can also do that at gretainc.com.